Na 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 na. Get ready, folks. Do you think there's a problem? I think there is one, and his name's Junior. Get ready, because it's been almost 30 years since we got this movie, so brace yourselves, because here's a review of Problem Child right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1990 black comedy flick Problem Child, released by Universal, directed by Dennis Dugan, which of course this was actually his first film. Of course this is the dude who would later go on to direct several comedy movies, most notably Adam Sandler movies like Happy Gilmore and Big Daddy, plus a lot of other movies. And of course, Dugan recently appeared in The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking a couple years before this. The film stars John Ritter along with his wife Amy Yasbeck, Gilbert, Gottfried, Jack Warden, Michael Richards, and Michael Oliver as Junior. Despite being dissed by critics, the film still went on to become a success at the box office. Let me see here. So, I hope you're ready. Let's get ready for the review as we go into the story. Now, we focus on Ben Healy, that's John Ritter's character. He's a kind man working for his father, Big Ben Healy, that's Jack Warden, a successful but tyrannical sporting goods dealer running for mayor. Although Ben has worked for his father for 10 years with nothing in return, his father plans on selling the company to the Japanese rather than giving it to his own son, considering his son being too nice to be his heir. Meanwhile, Ben and his wife Flo, that's Amy Yasbeck, cannot conceive and visit a fertility doctor who states they are both infertile. Wanting a child, Ben seeks help from adoption agent Igor Peabody, that's Gilbert Gottfried, who present him and Flo with a cute 7-year-old dude named Junior, who has been sent from home after home after home, as you'll see in the beginning and what have you, because he's a total mischief maker than you can ever imagine. Anywho, after he has been stuck in an orphanage with these nuns and what have you, where he causes so much more mischief that, well, a lot of you probably already have seen this. You know how much he is and what have you. Well, Peabody's trying to get through to Junior, and yeah, and he's just being making rude humor and rude lines and what have you. He tells him, "I want out." So Junior is being presented to them. But as you can imagine, Junior, of course, is a devilish and incorrigible child. He often causes chaos and is pen pals with a serial killer named Martin Beck, aka the Bowtie Killer, who is played by Michael Richards, who of course would go on to play a certain Cosmo Kramer on TV Seinfeld. Anyway, the film is interspersed with scenes of an imprisoned Martin looking to escape and meet Junior, who he mistakens as JR. Shortly after Ben and Flo bring Junior home, well, the fun begins. They reveal him in his room and it's full of clowns. Junior's like, "They're retarded." Oh boy. Soon Big Ben visits them and is shocked that they adopted. And then Little Ben's just like, "Once you get to know him, you're gonna like him. I would like to proudly present to you the newest member of the Healy family, Junior." Once he opens the door, they see Junior's bedroom catching fire when he shorts out the clown lights. Big Ben's like, oh my gosh, it's the devil! Not only that, only a second after that, Junior throws Flo's cat at Big Ben and they both fall down the stairs and are injured. Oh, yeah. Terrible. Yeah. Soon, Ben's about to take Junior on a camping trip with his neighbor Roy and his kids. But not only that, he also meets another neighbor of theirs, a little girl named Lucy, who's having her 6th birthday party, but she's not too thrilled. But, boy, she, in an unpleasant, well, sadly sort of way, she invites him. So anyway, Lil Ben and Junior go on the camping trip, but boy, he really causes more mischief in way. He wants to start a forest fire, but he does all sorts of things, especially urinating on the campfire in front of the kids, and even luring a real bear to scare the kids. And once Roy dresses up in a bear costume, and Lil Ben knocks him out with a frying pan. But anyway, then it sabotages Lucy's birthday party. Well, as you can imagine, Lucy's a real snub, and she bans him from seeing a magic show for touching the presents of hers. Well, and Junior ditches some of the stuff his grandpa now gives him to give to other people so that he could be the mayor. But Junior saw there were clowns there at the magic show, so Ben decides to give Junior his lucky prune, which his grandfather gave him after shortly before he died, in which he considered a special bond. Well, soon Junior gets into real mischief at the party when we're hearing Leslie Gore's classic "It's My Party." Oh boy, he does all sorts of mischief. Throwing the candy out of pinatas for him like pickles and olives or something like that. Popping the balloons with his devil's pitchfork, and even substituting firecrackers for the candles on the birthday cake. Well, everybody's not too thrilled, and Flo's not too thrilled. Gives Ben her hairbrush, says, "Be a man." Give him punishment. So he takes back the allowance he gives him instead. And Junior's like, what is this guy, nice or something? Oh boy. Well, shortly after that, Junior manages to win gets a chance to play for Ben's Little League game. But unfortunately, he does cause more chaos. The bat flies out of his hand once he swings and crashes into Big Ben's windshield. And not only that, and once Lil Ben tells him to hang on to the bat, and that's what he does. But he doesn't drop it once he hits, and he belts all the rival players for bullying him, knocking them out, and then the umpire right in the crotch. Horrified, Ben is upset, so they go into the church, and Ben goes into a confessional booth, where the Junior get away from Flo, hides in the other one. And he says everything. His dad hates him, his wife hates him. Well, everybody but except him, and he's had it too. He's going to return to the orphanage. And Junior's like, that's the worst you can do. Well, apparently they go back to Mr. Peabody, and he's like, what do you want me to do? He's already been returned 30 times. was like, well, this makes 31. And Ben's just like, 30 times? What? This is a human being we're talking about here. Well, after he's learned that, he decides to love Junior. But however, Junior's still upset, and Ben leaves the keys in his car, and Junior drives through the streets and crashes through Big Ben's sporting goods store, leading to Ben's individual retirement account being seized to pay for damages. Boy, he's all upset. But not only that, Marion has escaped from prison and what have you, and so they apparently are in for a surprise. So he decides to pose him off as his Uncle Mari. So Flo sees this as a chance to get rid of Junior. Apparently, Marion kidnaps them both by pretending to take them on a family outing, leaving a ransom note for Ben. Because Marion then reveals that he works alone. Yeah. Ben first sees this as good riddance to both of them, and he just gets rid of everything. Well, not everything, some things in Junior's room. But he starts to realize Junior is not as bad as he initially seemed. And the series of Junior's drawings depict children and the adults, like Big Ben and Flo, would mistreat him as deformed monsters with hostile surroundings. But however, when he saw a depiction of Ben as a happy man in a pleasant background, revealing that Junior valued him as a father, and that his behavior was simply a reaction to the mistreatment that he had received most of his life. He's like, I can't believe it. He liked me all this time. So, anyway, now I'm going to get to the ending. Click on the description below. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers, okay? You have exactly 5 seconds to stop, starting right now. Okay, you've been warned. So, also finding the prune intact, Ben undertakes a mission to rescue Junior after Marion tells him to bring the ransom money to the circus. So Ben assertively commandeers Roy's SUV, then tracks in Roy's yard, and he visits Big Ben, who is preparing for a speech, explaining the situation and asks him for ransom money, but he refuses. Yeah. And angered, Ben decides to pull a fast one and activates the camera while his pop is ranting. And even moons the camera. Yeah. So, Ben catches up with Marion and Junior at the circus. Junior is rescued after escaping from Marion through the trapeze act, and he calls Ben dead for the first time. He couldn't believe this. He drives away, but the Heelys are catching up. Flo is locked up in a suitcase and tells Ben she wants a divorce. Eventually, the suitcase flies over the wall and lands in the back of a pig farmer's truck. It's like, well, Flo always wanted to take a trip or go on vacation. Well, but soon Marion catches up, and the cops catch him, and he's arrested, but not before shooting Ben in the chest. Thinking he has died, Junior apologizes for everything he's done, promises not to be naughty again, and says he loves him. And Ben wakes up and says he loves him too. Much to Junior's joy, he reveals he survived because the bullet hit the prune, so the prunes had it. Well, Junior asks if Ben will hold him to all he said about being nice. He denies it, though, and advises Junior to just be himself. The two hug, and so they head off for home. Not before Junior removes his bow tie because he was, so fond of Marion, and throws over the bridge following Ben's advice. And as they walk, Ben well, Ben Spill having Junior's having too. He's like, whatever happened to Mrs. Healy? She peeks out and sees the backside of a pig unleashing gas because he had a bad stomach. And then we go into the theme song done by the Beach Boys, which that's really something. Now, on the home video release of this, they add an extra bit just before the closing credits start to roll. Junior interrupts it to tell the audience that he'll be back in Problem Child 2. And this appears and a loud flatulent noise is heard. Then Sean Jr. and he's laughing. But anyway, that is the end of Problem Child. Now, what did I think of this movie? Well, I can say that some of the humor's a little crazy and what have you, but even so, it's a black comedy. I like Problem Child for certain reasons. I mean, some of the what you get to hear is hear from the cast is hit or miss, but John Ritter did a great job. I gotta give young Michael Oliver credit. The rest of the cast wasn't too bad either, but even so, it may have gotten this, but Problem Child, definitely a fun flick. Would I recommend it? Well, yeah, I would. This is one flick you should check out. It's been featured on video and on DVD, as well as in a, let's see, along with its sequel, as well as, in a quadruple feature, along with other Universal titles that would fall, like Kindergarten Cop, Major Pain, and Kicking and Screaming. It finally got released on Blu-ray in 2017. A year later, the sequel followed. There would be a third one, which would be direct-to-TV, but that'll be saved for later on. But anyway, what did you think of Problem Child? You like it, or do you not like it? You be the judge. Please feel free to tell me in the comments section below. If you like the video, click the like button. Also, comment on this if you want. As I said, subscribe to my channel as well and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, I will continue Problem Child with Problem Child 2 very soon. But join me again next time when I review an underrated Universal movie, and that being A Simple Wish. Thank you again for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out some of these other mischief maker flicks and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Dennis the Menace, which I did earlier this month. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of Are We There Yet?, which has two mischievous children tormenting Ice Cube on a road trip. And if you want just little infants and fun like that, go to the bottom left-hand corner for my review of Rugrats Go Wild, where they meet the wild Thornberries. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya!